Earlier this month, the House Committee on Assassinations asked Congress for a multi-million-dollar budget to reinvestigate the deaths of John Kennedy and Martin Luther King. Today, in an attempt to justify that request and to stay in business during the next Congress, the committee reported on what it's learned so far. Jim McManus reports from Washington.
The committee drew its last breath and with it unanimously called upon the full House to vote it back to life with a $6.5 million first-year budget. Outgoing Chairman Thomas Downing said the questions of whether Lee Harvey Oswald and James Earl Ray acted alone remain unresolved.
Well, of course, the basic question is to resolve whether there was or was not a conspiracy in the assassination of Dr. King and President Kennedy. But there are hundreds and hundreds of unanswered questions which must be resolved if we are to convince the public as to what the true facts are in these matters.
Republicans and Democrats agreed that there continues to be widespread public skepticism about the integrity of the original investigations.
I do not begin my work on this committee with any theory of conspiracy or any theory whatsoever. But I do take cognizance of the fact that in the minds of fully 4/5 of the American people, there is serious question with respect to all of the findings of the Warren Commission.
Chief Counsel Richard Sprague said he's learned that Ray may have had help from a foreign contact after the King murder and that the CIA did not reveal all it knew about Oswald before the Kennedy assassination and that the information might have made a difference in Dallas. Chairman Downing said the committee at first was shocked at the size of Sprague's budget, but is now convinced the $6.5 million is needed. He said there's a good chance the full House will go along. Jim McManus, CBS News, Washington.
Like to know.
The National Center.
Santo Trafficante, the last survivor of 3 underworld figures involved in alleged CIA plots to kill Fidel Castro, appeared before the House Assassinations Committee under subpoena today, but Trafficante took the 5th. Bernard Shaw reports.
Trafficante appeared reluctantly before the committee, fully aware of the unsolved murders of 2 other underworld figures mentioned in previous congressional testimony about assassination plots. Sam Momo Giancana was shot in his suburban Chicago home 2 years ago after Senate investigators tried to question him. And the hacked-up body of John Rosselli was found stuffed in a floating oil drum last summer near Miami. Today, the man who once ran syndicate gambling in Cuba showed up without the documents he was ordered to bring, and 15 times he refused to answer questions ranging from whether he had prior knowledge of plans to kill President Kennedy to whether he was visited in a Cuban jail by Jack Ruby. Early on in the questioning, Trafficante's lawyer objected to the lights, cameras, and radio reporters and had them removed from the committee room. The committee decided to keep Trafficante under subpoena, and Chairman Louis Stokes warned that by not answering questions, Trafficante was flirting with a contempt of Congress citation. Bernard Shaw, CBS News, Washington.
James Earl Ray, who is serving 99 years for the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, is scheduled to give a deposition to the committee next week. President Carter set out on a